The UK's chief Brexit negotiator has launched a staggering attack on the European Union after it put the onus on Britain to compromise before the sides can agree on a new economic partnership. Writing on Twitter, David Frost dealt a hammer blow to hopes of the UK securing a Brexit deal with the EU. Lord Frost said he felt disappointed by the bloc's conclusions on the ongoing post-Brexit trade talks. He said he was taken aback by Brussels' stance that the UK should be the one to move on key demands, saying such an approach was unusual. He said Boris Johnson would set out the UK's Brexit approach on Friday. Lord Frost said, disappointed by the #EUCO conclusions and UK-EU negotiations. Surprised EU is no longer committed to working intensively to reach a future partnership as agreed with at von der Leyen on 3 October. Also surprised by suggestion that to get an agreement all future moves must come from UK. It's an unusual approach to conducting a negotiation. During the first day of the two-day EU summit in Brussels, European leaders united in their calls for post-Brexit trade talks to continue beyond Friday, the deadline suggested by the Prime Minister. After leaders said progress made up to this point was simply not sufficient to reach a trade pact, Michel Barnier said a new round of intensive meetings with London would be needed. He said discussions would aim to reach an agreement by the end of the month. Mr. Barnier claimed he would remain committed to the discussions until the last possible day. He said, "We want to give these discussions every chance of being successful so that we secure an agreement." He said that he would be in touch with his British counterpart on Friday and would be in London over the weekend to seek an agreement that needs to be in place by the end of this year. Mr. Barnier said the bloc would do everything in its power to agree a trade deal with Britain, but not at any price. The EU's chief Brexit negotiator said for the UK to retain access to the EU market of 450 million consumers and 22 million companies it must agree to a level playing field. He told a news conference, "We are absolutely determined to reach a fair deal with the UK. We will do everything that we can, but not at any price." His warning came after EU leaders discussed the impasse in Brexit negotiations.